usually play your piano like this, we are solving that problem of jumping around the piano. I think there's no smoothness, okay? By the way, my name is Tike Kwenye Beat, and this is the Dal Creative Academy. This video has timestamps to it, so feel free to roam around to make sure what you're watching is really what you're looking for. One of the videos previously, we talked about check this video right here. I think it can help you a lot. In the same playlist, there's a video about intervals, so check it out, because those concepts, we are broadening them much more today. So we are going to deal with major and minor chords and even diminished chords, all the seventh chords, but we are going to specifically talk about inversions, okay? And how to apply those inversions, okay? So I think we know that the C major chord has C, E, G as its notes, okay? And we can arrange these notes differently. In the first instance, we have C as the root, E as the third or the middle note, and G as the last one or the top note. And if we look at it in terms of intervals, we have a perfect fifth, which is 7 semitones: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And between the first and second note, we have a major third, which is 4 semitones: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's easy to understand. We can quickly label this inversion, that's root inversion, I mean, as 5, 3. Those are the intervals we are looking at. But we can invert it, and instead of having the C at the bottom, we have it at the top. In that case, instead of having C, E, G for this chord, we're going to have E, G, C. Notice that in the first case, I was holding the notes using fingers 1, 3, 5 of my right hand. But here, I'm using 1, 2, 5. This is the first inversion because the root note is at the top. It is in the first place from the top. I think that's an easy way to remember it. So if you look at it in terms of intervals, it has a minor sixth and a minor third. Minor sixth has 8 semitones, I think. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is the interval between the first and the last pitch is a sixth or a minor sixth. But the interval between the first and second note is a minor third, which has 3 semitones: 0, 1, 2, 3. So this one, in terms of inversions, can be labeled 6, 3 for that reason. Next, we can put this E on top, and we will have, instead of E, G, C, we are going to have G, C, E. So this is called the second inversion because the root, which is C, is in the middle or in the second place from above. At least I can remember it that way. And if you look at it in terms of inversion, I'm using the fingers 1, 3, 5 to hold the chord. And if you look at it in terms of inversions, we have a major sixth, which is 9 semitones: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I think that's a major sixth interval between the last and the first note. But between the first and second note, we have a perfect fourth, which is 5 semitones: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this one can be quickly labeled F6, 4. That's the second inversion. So those intervals, we've looked at this C major chord or triad in terms of inversions, but which inversions have a very great connection to intervals, as you have seen. So this concept applies to any chord you are working with. Okay, let's try an F major, which is FAC. We have 5, 3. That's the root inversion. But if I get this F and put it above, then I'll have A, C, and F. That's the first inversion because F is at the top now. Okay? And the intervals, we have a 6, 3 as the other case. And then if I get this A and put it above, then I'll have an CFA. So this is the second inversion because F is in the second place from top, in the middle. And the kind of intervals we are having now are a major 6th and a perfect 4th. So this is a 6/4. Go to a G, the same thing. Root 5/3, then first 6/3, then second 6/4. So even if you go to a minor chord, for example A minor, ACE, if I get the A and put it on top, I'll have CEA. That's the second inversion. If I get the C and put it on top, I'll have EAC. That's the A minor triad in different inversions. And if I put the E back to the top, I'll still land on the same A minor root inversion I started with, only an octave higher. Okay? I think that's easy now to understand. D minor, E minor, of course, we can go back to the root inversion, only an octave higher. So that concept applies to even diminished chords. This is a BDF, B diminished. We can have DFB, first inversion, and FBD, second inversion. You look at it in terms of intervals, we have, this is a diminished 5th, okay? And then between the first and second one, we have, this is a minor 3rd, 0, 1, 2, 3. Those are the 3 semitones. So we have a diminished 5th and a minor 3rd. That's the root inversion. So looking at the first inversion, we have a major 6th, which is 9 semitones, and we have a minor 3rd. So this is still a 6/3. Second inversion, we have the FBD, but still we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's still a major 6th. And we have, this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think this one is an augmented 4th. Still, you can consider it a 4th. Remember, a diminished 5th and an augmented 4th, they're the same thing. So, still a 6/4. So that concept of 5/3, 6/3, and 6/4, it applies to every triad chord, you know. I'm leaving out the augmented for you to figure it out. So that's basically how we construct the inversions. Next thing we're going to do is seeing how they work. We are going to work with the major chords, which are C major, F major, and G major, okay? Remember, for the C we have this, and we can have that. And for the F we can have this, we can have first inversion, we can have second inversion. And for the G, we can have root, first, and second. So for each of those, we're going to be playing around. So let's try with a simple chord progression, 1, 4, 1, 5, okay? Try to look into the chords you're playing and which notes are shared, okay? For example, I'm playing a C major, I'm playing an F, and after that I'm coming back to the C major and then to a G. I think you can see it's not very smooth, but I'm going to look at which notes are shared. That's the basic thing about inversions, so that I move within a narrow range on my keyboard, okay? So let's look into it. So if I'm moving from C to F, remember C is C, E, G, and F is F, A, C. So I think you can hear that there's a C in both of those chords. So that means when I'm changing from C major to F major, the C is going to remain constant, okay? And if it remains constant, what does that mean? Well, I'm going to look for an inversion from C major to F major where the C remains the same. So if I'm starting from here, my C is not going to be the same. But if I look at my E, the F is near. What am I remaining with? The A. And the A from the G. All right? So I'm going to make this move from C major to F major. Instead of doing this, I'm going to do this. The C is helping me staying put. Next, we are going to come back to G, to the E major, to the C major, and going to the G. Remember, the G major is GBD and the C major is CEG. I think you can hear that there is G in both of them. So that G, I'm not going to move it, but instead I'll make my G become the D and my C become the B. So I'll have this inversion, okay? Okay, so if I'm to play that chord progression, I'm going to play root positions only, or first inversion positions, or second inversion positions only. You see the kind of movement we have. First inversion now. Only first inversions. Playing second inversions now. I think you can see that. Now I'm starting to mix inversions. Let's go. Root for the C, second for the F, root for the C, second for the G, first for the C, root for the F, first for the C major, G, I'm having a second one. Second inversion for the C, first inversion for the F, second inversion for the C, root inversion for the G. I think you can see for those chords that wherever I'm playing those inversions, I'm always having the root, the third, I'm always having the root, the second, and the first inversion. On each of the chords, they keep on alternating. I think you can see that. Let's look into it. Do you see that root inversion? Second inversion, you see it? Root inversion again. And that's the first inversion for the G. First inversion for the C. Now this time the F is in root. First inversion, I think you can see it. And then second inversion for the G. That combination keeps on revolving. If I start my C on the second inversion now, and the F then will be first inversion, and the G will be in root inversion. I think you can see it. I think practicing inversions that way makes it easier. Thanks a lot for watching this video. Please subscribe to this channel because I've realized more than half of you who watch this channel haven't subscribed to it yet. Hit the notification bell to make sure you're not missing any of the tutorials we are giving again. And I think in the next video, we're going to look at how to really practice inversion. This one was just something very small to show you what inversions can do for you. I think you got some great value and your playing might be revolutionized just by learning inversions. My name is Dike Kwenye Beat. Thanks a lot and see you then.